What is up, guys? Gronk here. I'm here to talk about last night's WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but I'm also giving you guys episode 2 of my WWE Universe mode of Raw is War. So here I'll talk about the video first. This is the Tag Team Champion Jack Swagger versus his former partner Dolph Ziggler. The two were tag team partners when this Universe mode debuted, and they had a tag team match against Primo and Epico. Dolph turned on Swagger, he DDT'd him mid-match, and Swagger either had an option to defend the titles by himself or find a new partner. He found a new partner, and his name's Antonio Cesaro. So I think those two can make a really good team in real life, and they actually are a team in real life under the guidance of Zeb Coulter. I think they're called Coulter's Militia, and I'm calling them America in this universe mode, kind of going with the same idea, because they're both of their gimmicks are just how great America is and all that. And here you see Dolph Ziggler. So now he's feuding with Jack Swagger, and most likely they're going to face at the first pay-per-view in this universe mode, Extreme Rules. But we'll see what happens as they're facing off tonight. But I'm gonna talk about Money in the Bank for a bit. If I don't get to talk about everything in this video, then I'll talk more about Money in the Bank in part 2 of the Raw is War universe mode. So in the pre-show, the Shield retained the tag team championships by defeating the Usos. I knew this would happen. Like, I thought there was no chance that the Usos would beat the Shield at least this soon. I mean, I would have been so mad if the Shield lost to the Usos. As I said, the Usos, they've been pushed too soon. The Shield have been around for a shorter period of time, but they've been pushed for a longer period of time. Ever since the Shield arrived, they've been basically in the main event scene and now in the tag team championships. And the Usos have been around since 2009, and after originally getting pushed, they were basically jobbers for a bit, and they kept losing, and they only started getting pushed again recently. So I thought it would have been just really stupid if the Usos won, and they didn't, so I was happy with that. Apparently, I didn't watch the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I got, as I said, great news, I'm getting the HD PVR 2, but it was pretty expensive, so I can't get the HD PVR 2, NCAA 14, which I already did, Madden 25 upcoming, and all the games that I want to get upcoming, and I couldn't get a $60 pay-per-view. I really wanted to. I was really interested in the pay-per-view, a lot of good matches, but I did not get the pay-per-view. But this morning I read the results, and I'm here to provide my opinion on them. So Curtis Axel also retained over The Miz. Axel retained the Intercontinental Championship. Now, some people were upset because Paul Heyman was ejected in Philadelphia, the home of Heyman's former company, the company he used to run, ECW, and the fans went wild in anger. They were really mad. They were booing Miz even more because they love Paul Heyman in Philadelphia because of ECW, so they were really mad at Miz. Curtis Axel retained cleanly. He didn't need to win dirty, and he didn't, and I'm glad that WWE had Axel retain the title in a clean way, just in a clean 1-2-3 pin, so because that makes Axel look stronger, and he doesn't need to cheat to beat Miz. So I didn't think Miz needed to win here. Well, I didn't want Miz to win the Intercontinental Championship. I didn't want Axel to win dirty, and he didn't, so he won cleanly. AJ Lee defeats Caitlyn to retain the Divas Championship. Somehow, WWE is making me care about the Divas division for the first time since ever. I've been watching the WWE since 2007, and I never really cared about the Divas division, because, I mean, it's never been good for the past several years, but once Kelly, Eve, Maria, Maurice, all those divas left, I thought the division went even further downhill, and now, with Caitlyn and AJ, they're being booked really well. They had a contract signing, which is unusual for divas, and this is making me care about the divas division, but I don't know where they go from here, because now AJ's beaten Caitlyn at least twice, like pretty in a clean manner. I mean, she's retained the title twice, I think now. Well, she beat Caitlyn for the title, now she's retained it, so now Caitlyn's kind of out of excuses. I don't know if they're going to continue the feud and face at SummerSlam. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Now, on to the bigger matches. Damien Sandow wins the SmackDown Money in the Bank match. I would have been happy with anybody winning that match. There was Dean Ambrose, Fandango, Antonio Cesaro, Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Damien Sandow, and I would have been really happy with anyone winning, except Jack Swagger, because Swagger had a chance and he blew it by getting arrested for DUI. He had a chance in the main event scene, at WrestleMania, and then he got arrested, as I said. So I would have been happy with anybody winning except Swagger. And Damien Sandow won. I've liked Sandow since day one. Increasingly, I think he's a good wrestler. I knew him down in NXT. He had a much different gimmick. He kind of played a military kind of guy, but I really like Damien Sandow. I don't think he's going to cash in immediately because he hasn't been built up a lot. He hasn't won a mid-card title. He hasn't been Intercontinental Champion or United States Champion. So I think he needs to be built up a little. I think he's in a feud with his former partner, Cody Rhodes of Team Rhodes Scholars, because Cody Rhodes was on the top of the ladder about to win the match. Sandow pushed Rhodes off, and then Sandow won the match, and Rhodes looked mad on the screen. So I think the two of them are going to feud, and either Sandow's going to win the feud and then go on to cash in the Money in the Bank, or Rhodes is going to defeat Sandow, and the Money in the Bank contract will be on the line. And I think Rhodes could win, and then Rhodes will ultimately cash in. Because I think Rhodes needs it more. I think Rhodes would be a better choice, but I'm glad Sandow won. I really like Damien Sandow. But next, Alberto Del Rio retains via disqualification and retains the World Heavyweight Championship. AJ Lee, Dolph Ziggler's girlfriend, hits Del Rio with the Divas Championship, ending the match. Ziggler was really mad, and I think this gives Ziggler the reason to break up with AJ. I thought the two would break up because Dolph's turning into a face. I thought they would break up sooner, but that's not what happened. But I think now they're actually going to break up because Dolph is probably going to be pissed off at AJ. I'm not surprised at all if they do that tonight, the two of them break up. But I didn't think Dolph would win here. I thought Del Rio would retain dirtily, or meaning he would cheat, or it'd be disqualification or a countout. So I think they'll go with a bigger moment and have Dolph win the World Heavyweight Championship cleanly at SummerSlam. That'd be awesome for me. I don't know if I'll be getting SummerSlam, as I said. Just a lot of purchases I'm making with the HD PVR and all the video games I'll be getting, and I've already gotten NCAA, etc. But SummerSlam's shaping up to be a good pay-per-view. I'm predicting Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler's going to win. Next, John Cena makes Mark Henry tap out via the STF. I wasn't surprised, but I thought Henry had a chance. I thought Henry deserves to win the WWE Championship, as just everything he's been saying, that he hasn't been WWE Champion yet, and he wants to. And Henry said otherwise his career isn't validated. I agree with that. Henry's been cutting great promos, been doing great work in the past few weeks with this feud, so I don't know. Someone said that Henry should not have tapped out because that's him basically giving up. And here you see a cutscene mid-match. Antonio Cesaro distracting Dolph Ziggler mid-match at ringside, the tag team champion, and Cesaro and Swagger. And Swagger capitalizes and attacks Ziggler. But basically, by Henry tapping out via the STF, he's giving up. And Henry doesn't make sense. Why would he give up? He wants to be WWE champion. That's his whole thing. So this makes Cena look good, but it makes Henry look like absolute crap. I don't think Henry's going to be around for too much longer. I don't know where Henry goes from here, if he still is going to be in the WWE. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. And lastly, Randy Orton wins the Money in the Bank match. Apparently it was a good match. Some people were saying that the SmackDown match was the best Money in the Bank match ever. As I said, I didn't see it, so I can't say, but I've heard Sheamus fell through the ladder, and that was brutal. Daniel Bryan was flying around doing crazy stuff. Rob Van Dam was doing some of his trademark spots. I thought it was too obvious Daniel Bryan would win. He climbed up the ladder on Raw Monday night and got the briefcase, and he beat Randy Orton, he beat Sheamus. Daniel Bryan I think he was winning too much. It'd be too obvious for him to win. But now Daniel Bryan's really over. All the fans love him, so I could see Daniel Bryan and John Cena at SummerSlam, and that's a rumored match. But there's also a rumor that Vince McMahon does not see money in Daniel Bryan. Vince doesn't think Bryan can be a big star, and I would just hate that because I really do like Daniel Bryan a lot. But this match had a lot of storylines in it. Paul Heyman and Kurt Axel came down and distracted CM Punk. Axel attacked Daniel Bryan. Punk hit a GTS on Axel to try to make him go away and stop interfering. And then Heyman was mad at Punk for attacking Axel, and Heyman hit Punk with a ladder. Punk was busted wide open. He was bleeding, and it was pretty brutal. But this definitely sets up CM Punk and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, which has been a rumored match. So SummerSlam's shaping up to be a good pay-per-view. And so Orton hits a huge, great-looking RKO off the ladder on Rob Van Dam to win the match. Some people are predicting another Cena and Randy Orton feud. I hope this does not happen, but I don't know because they faced off so many times from 2007 to 2009. time and time again, Cena Orton face for the WWE Championship. And back then they said like the winner of their last match, like the loser of their last match, could not challenge the winner of the match for the WWE Championship again. But usually WWE just kind of forgets things that happened 5 years ago, so I don't know what's gonna happen. With the Money in the Bank winners, Sandow and Orton, there's a face and a heel, a face in Orton and a heel in Damien Sandow. On SmackDown, it's the heel, Alberto Del Rio, and the heel, Damien Sandow. So I think, I don't think Damien Sandow's gonna cash in on Del Rio because you can't. It'd be weird to have those two feud. I wouldn't like it for Sandow to cash in on Ziggler. I want Ziggler to have a good championship run, but I don't know what's going to happen there. And Orton could easily cash in on Cena. Maybe tonight on Raw, Mark Henry attacks John Cena, and then Orton cashes in, possibly turning Orton heel. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll be very interested to see. But this is also, I'll just do a little preview for Raw. So yeah, I think they'll do something with Cena and Henry. Maybe Henry will actually retire. I don't know. But I think they'll continue that. I don't know where Cena goes from here, what challenger he has. As I said, I think he'll face Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. Maybe they set that up tonight or start to build towards that. I don't know what the Shield will do. I think Dean Ambrose is supposed to feud with Christian at SummerSlam. Maybe they'll continue with that tonight. I don't know where they'll go with AJ Lee and Caitlyn, but otherwise, I think Axel, Punk, and Heyman will definitely be on TV. I don't think Brock Lesnar will appear yet. He only has a limited number of TV appearances, and WWE wants to use him at WrestleMania 30, so they are trying to use Lesnar's TV appearances conservatively. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting Raw. I'll be watching. But back to my Universe Mode Raw. So Cesaro distracted Dolph Ziggler in the middle of the match, and Swagger capitalized. Now Swagger's been pretty much dominating this match. Should be an easy win for him now. He's attacking the leg, setting up Ziggler for the ankle lock. You see Swagger as a signature move. Usually, guys, I'll let the computer play out the match to make it more fair. But if I have a storyline in mind and I have a cutscene, I'll usually play just so that the storyline can kind of follow through. But now Swagger setting up the gut wrench powerbomb, his signature move, and he hits it. And that's 1. That's 2, and that's 3, so Jack Swagger wins. This is my first time that I'm thinking of well, not the first time I'm thinking of it, but I think for my schedule on this channel, I'll do Raw Universe Mode and like Raw previews on Monday, and Friday night, I'll do a SmackDown preview and my WCW Universe Mode. But thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, stay tuned for more great videos. Bye.